Okay, we are going to get started. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Valerie Turner. I'm the Director of Off-Campus Housing and Community Engagement. Some of you have been with me the previous 2 weeks. Last week we did Bison 101, and we had as our guests people from the Office of Financial Aid. They were able to answer a lot of questions pertaining to scholarships and financial aid and how you could use your funding off campus. And the week before we did a presentation on Bison Renters 101, and we kind of talked about how you do the housing search, the kind of things you should think about, like your budget, where you want to live, whether you want a roommate. So we talked about a lot of those things. So this week is the third presentation in the Office of Off-Campus Housing Zoom presentation. And this week is entitled Navigating the OCHCE website. We have two of our properties with us this time, and they're going to tell you a little bit about their properties and why you may want to live there. But before I get started, let me do some sort of housekeeping things. Please make sure that your mic is muted. You will have a chance to put your questions in the chat box at the end of the presentation or during the presentation, because we have Miss Elena Baracole, who will be managing the chat room, and she'll be asking some of the questions that were presented by people when they registered for the Zoom presentation. We also have with us our guests, and our guests from V Towers is Miss Estrada and Miss Usha Kasali, and they'll be telling you about V Towers property. And then we also have with us Miss Tiffany Loiseau. And she'll be talking about Mazza GrandMarc, better known as MGM. So let's get started. I'm going to, in a minute, share with you my PowerPoint presentation, then we'll move into the presentation. Here it is. Need for it to open. Okay, there it is. Okay, like I said earlier, this is the off-campus housing series. This is the third presentation, Navigating the Office of Off-Campus Housing website, and today we'll hear from two of our properties. And let's get started. In terms of the website, it's very user-friendly. So what I'm going to be sharing with you, like I said, it'll just come very easy by just clicking on buttons, but I thought it necessary that I just kind of introduce you to it. And so some of you have probably already been on it and you've already gotten started. So that's a good thing. So this is what I'm going to cover today. I've already introduced the other guests that are here with me today. I'll talk a little bit about my office mission and what we do, the services we provide, how to use the website. We'll hear from V Towers, and they're going to do a tour. So you're here. You're going to actually have virtual tours today in Mazza GrandMarc. They're here, and they're going to do tours. And then we'll have a chance to respond to your questions, and then we'll wrap up and get you out of here. Again, thanks for coming. Who are we? The Office of Off-Campus Housing. This is our mission. We seek to enhance off-campus living with rewarding experiential learning and growth experiences reflective of the university's core values. Our values in the Office of Off-Campus Housing and Community Engagement. We want our students to know that we should always show respect for all individuals. We have an appreciation for community standards, whether it's a no ordinance clause or a code that applies to trash pickup and pickup of recycled material. We want our community to know that we are responsive. If you call and complain about our students or have some concerns about our students, that we're going to respond to you. And we want our community to know that we're here to build positive community-friendly relationships with them. Before I get started on the video, I wanted to make sure that you know that the properties that I'm about to show you, or the website that the website that I'm about to show you, on the website, Howard University, we don't own any off-campus properties. We are an office that kind of serve as a resource base. We provide you with information about those who want to rent to our student, staff, and faculty. We provide you with sort of information base. So a lot of what we have on our website, people have expressed an interest to accommodate our student, staff, and faculty, but we don't own these properties, but we work very closely with them to make sure that they're meeting your needs. Also in the Office of Off-Campus Housing, before I get started with the video, some of the other things that we're responsible for, some of the other things that we're responsible for, we help students, we help students find rental properties. Like I said, sometimes homeowners are posting their properties, sometimes they're leasing places, their apartment buildings are posting their properties. Those properties are listed on our website. My office also, we offer off-campus living seminars. Hopefully some of you have attended them in the past, where we talk about helping you to understand what the process of looking for off-campus housing is like and how you go about looking for off-campus housing. We also will sit down with you and go over your lease. We'll have you to talk, we have you to present the lease. One thing I tell people, when you're presented with a lease to live off campus, make sure you read it very carefully. Make sure you discuss it with your parents, make sure you understand what you're signing. And even, like I said, you could come to our office and we could sit down with you and make sure that you understand what you're committing to and what you're signing to. In addition, in terms of what we offer in the office, we offer you tips about how to live in the camp, in the community. We also provide service opportunities for our students. In the office, we have what we call a volunteer corps. And with that volunteer corps, we go out and do various community service related activities. Schools, community associations sometimes contact us and say, hey, we would like for a Howard student to kind of come out and support whatever community service initiative that we may have. So we send students out to do that. We have the HU Care card. Hopefully many of you have already seen that. HU Care card is the blue card. We call it our Goodwill Ambassador card. And we also have the student pantry. Hopefully many of you know about this. It's called the store at Howard University. Hopefully many of you have possibly had an opportunity to use that. Well, moving right along in terms of how you navigate this website is very, very user-friendly. And if you go to the website, you could possibly pull it up now. Our website is howard.offcampuspartners.com. And if you go to the website, you'll just see, you won't see this particular page that you're seeing right here now because I created with Howard images so that you could just kind of feel back at home at campus, on campus. But when you go to the page, you'll see the home button. And on the home button, you will find various properties that are listed there. Those are the people who are interested in renting to our students and staff and faculty member. But when you go on the page, you just click on, you click on what we call the right, if you notice the icons at the top, there's a home icon you can click on, housing, roommates, message board, resources, and there's a support icon that you can click on. But when you go on the first thing you should do when you go on the website, you should click on the housing button. And that's in the top left corner. And the menu sort of lists the various different listings and properties that are there on the website. If you click on, there it is. If you click on housing, you'll see the whole page of the various postings that are listed on our website. And when you get to those postings you can do navigate the home page in different ways, and you can, like I said, navigate it by whether you're looking for an apartment, a room, or a condo, or a group home, not apartment home to live in. The only thing you have to do, and people say, well, how do I gain access to it? Well, you just go on the website, you sign up. You have to use your Howard University ID, not ID, but email address. You have to use that. You cannot use a Gmail account or any other account because the website does not permit you to sign up. So you, like I said, you click on the housing button at the top left of the home page, and you just sign on by using your Howard University email address. So let's see what we can do next on that website. So when you click on the housing feature, this is what sort of comes up. a page come up with all this information that's user-friendly. You can search on that page. You can search by the price range that you're looking for. You can search by the number of beds that you're looking for. You can search by, the distance and how close you want it to be to campus. There are several options that you can use to do a search, and you have to decide for yourself what works best for you. This is just an example of what it looks like when you go on the page. Like I say, here you see, the rent, or believe it or not, some of these properties on here can be purchased. It'll show you the types of amenities that are in the apartment, like the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, the rent range. It'll show you how far close it is to campus. It'll tell you about the building type, whether it's an apartment or say someone is renting out a shared bedroom in their home. All that information is there and it's user-friendly. Or if you don't want to search that way, you can just click on the More filter, which is at the bottom. And it'll populate by community. So if you want to live in the Adams Morgan community or Columbia Heights community, you can click it. If you want to live close to the campus, you can click it and you can begin your search that way. So let's go on to the next icon. Once you get on the page and you click on the page or on a particular property, what will appear, you can use a map to kind of find out how close or far away it is from campus. All those features are there. Like I say, this website is really a user-friendly website. Oftentimes I hear students say, well, I saw this apartment building, but I don't know how close it is to Howard. I don't know what the walking distance is like. This website will allow you to do these many things. It'll even tell you the distance if you were walking, say, from that property to Howard, or if you were riding your bike from that property to Howard, or if you were catching the metro or using public transportation, or even if you were driving your own car. It'll give you a sense of how far and how close that property is, or that is to the campus. It'll also allow you, like I said, this map will show you other things, like what are some of the other things that are near that particular property? Some of, where there's a hospital, a high school, a grocery store near that property. All that information is there on that website. So please just take your time and navigate the website and use it to your advantage so that you can determine if a particular property or location is, right for you. You can even click, like I say, the map pins that you will see that will show up on the map, and those map pins give you additional information and details about that location in that particular property in that particular neighborhood. You can click on the headline. We said headline, that means the name of the property. You can click on that, and again, all this additional information will populate information about the amenities that are offered at that particular complex or at that particular property. Let's move to the next page, and I'm going to show you that. Okay, like I said, when you click on the detail, all this great information will come up for you. You can find information. There will be photos there. It'll tell you about their floor plan of a particular property, or even the homeowners and renting their property. They have this information on the website. In some cases, some of the properties will offer you a virtual tour. You can do a virtual tour and say walk through I feel like you're back in Washington, D.C. for those of you who are not here, and give you an experience of what it's like to kind of live and see inside the place. Like I say, on that icon, when you click on additional information about the details, information about the property, it'll talk about the features, it'll give you a description of the property, and in most cases, most property owners have made it so that if you wanted to apply right then and there for that property, there's a link there that you can do that will connect you back to that particular property. Again, I talked earlier about that it also gives you information about distance to campus, whether you're walking, riding a bike, or driving, or using public transportation. And in addition, you can contact the homeowner or the property owner right then and there on that website. You can either reach them by calling them, you can text them, or emailing them. Generally, that link is there, and you can even do that on that website. Again, like I say, the website is very user-friendly. It does not take a lot of skills to navigate it. And I'm one to definitely say that, because me and my technological skills are very minimal. But this website is very, very user-friendly, and you will find it to be. And if you are having some difficulties or challenges, we even have a support resource available that can assist you in navigating the website if you're having problems. If you go back up to some of these, I was about to say that some of the other features on the website, I'm going to show you shortly. I wanted to, yeah, this is one of the other great features of that website. Say if you're looking for a roommate, say if, for example, if I found a great apartment and I know it's a 2-bedroom apartment, I know I can't afford a 2-bedroom apartment, I need someone to share that space, that apartment with me, I can put up a profile of myself to say, hey, my name is Valerie, and I'll, tell a little bit about who I am as a bison, and then say I'm looking for this person. You can kind of specify, what kind of roommate you're looking for. So you can create your own profile on that website, which is safe and is secure. Only Howard students have access to this website. And you can just kind of let folks know, hey, I have this great place, and I'm looking for a roommate. And this is an example of when you create the profile, you'll see this is an example of how a profile will look like. You see here, Joe, male, Molly, female, and it kind of gives a little bit about what that person is looking for. Or you can go to someone else's profile. Other people have created profiles. So you can go to their profile and they have found a great place and they're looking for you. So that option is also available there too. Like I said, this website is very user-friendly. It gives a lot of information. It gives a lot of detail. So you can do a lot of the work before you have a chance to even reach out to the property. Again, I always tell students to make sure that they're doing comparison shopping, that they are looking at things like amenities and how far or close the property is from, say, the campus. Make sure they're looking at things like I said, just additional, what kind of amenities they offer. In some cases, remember, all students are not looking for apartments. Some students are looking for shared home models, such as, say, a person is maybe renting out their basement apartment, or they're renting out a bedroom in their home. Those individuals who post on this website have to put that additional information up there too. So that information is there too. And then when you go on the website, you can click on, if you still have questions, in most cases, you can reach out to the homeowner or the property owner and have your questions answered. So again, like I said, our website is very, very user-friendly. In addition to what's on the website, and we want our students to be familiar with resources that are out there to support them as they live in the community. On our resource page, we have information about the public transit system, whether it's the metro or the metro line. You can click on these links and you go directly to these websites that give you the kind of information that you're looking for. We also have Renter's resource educational material. At 2 of the previous presentations that I did a lot on making sure you were educated around, developing budgets or how you go about selecting or choosing a roommate. That kind of information was presented at the previous 2 Zoom presentation, but you can also find it here on this website. You click on these links and you can find information about, like I said, developing your budget, roommate consideration, the kinds of things, check off things that you should consider as you start your off-campus housing search. And we had this big one here that I want people to realize. You need to be very careful when you're doing this search, when you're looking for an apartment, to look out for scammers. Because believe it or not, there are many people out there trying to scam people out of their money. And one thing I caution people about, that if it sounds too good and is really, really cheap, chances are that's the scammer out there. We do what we can to try to minimize our students being scammed. And I often say to our students, if you have that type of experience, please, please report it to us immediately, because not only will my office take down the property, but the platform that we use to post these listings immediately they are responsible for doing an investigation and making sure that that person will not continue to scam any of our students. In addition to the resources on that page, there's information about parking and transportation services. And then we also have links to many of the Howard University offices, such as the resident life and financial aid and dining services. So again, we try to make it all inclusive platform and resource for our students, and we try to put as much information, and we're constantly adding, updating, and taking down some irrelevant information, but we want the resources to be there for you so that you can use it and take advantage of what's there. As I said earlier, the website is very self-explanatory, it's very user-friendly, it's easy to navigate. However, if you run into problems, there's help out there for you. Like earlier, I mentioned that this platform is managed by offcampuspartners.com. is now called, they changed their name to Off Campus at CoStar. But if you are on the website and you are having some challenges around navigating the website, you can reach out to them. Their number is listed on the website, and they have an office staff that's there from 9 to 5. There's even a tutorial on that website that you can use to kind of familiarize yourself with how to navigate the website. And so that's pretty much what I have to say about navigating that website and using that website. I do believe that when you go to use the website, you won't have any problems whatsoever in trying to identify or find what you're looking for, or are getting to the kind of information that would be helpful in supporting your off-campus housing search. Before I go into this, I want to again say that at Howard University, we do not own any off-campus housing properties. My office, again, we're there to provide information and a website. And so we're really a resource-based office that, try to be as supportive as we can in supporting our students and finding off-campus accommodation. Before I turn this over to the external properties, I want to talk a little bit about lease signing. Last week I covered lease signing during COVID, but I wanted to make sure I reintroduce this again, because as you move forward and make a decision about whether you are going to live in a property or not live in a property, I ask you to be very focused on or deciding on whether you want to move forward and signing a lease. And I like to stress this whole piece of lease signing. Lease signing is a legal binding agreement between the signee and the property. So if you move forward to sign a lease, please know that you can be held responsible for that signature. Say if you sign that lease now and you decide that you're not coming back in August, legally that apartment can go after you for the duration of that period of time that you signed that lease for. So I wanted to make sure I reinsert this particular slide in this presentation, because I'm always wanting to remind students of the seriousness in signing a lease. A lease signing is a legal binding document. It's not like going to Res Life and say, hey, I decide I no longer want this room, so can you just refund the money back to my account? In the real world, it does not work that way. In the real world, in most cases, you will always be held accountable and responsible for any lease that you sign. So as you move towards trying to make your decision about living off campus, these are some of the steps I would recommend that you consider doing. Make sure you research your property of interest. Make sure, you sure you want to live there, at least 95% sure. I always tell students at least 99% sure. Make sure you do a virtual tour of the property, being that many of you are back home and you're not in DC. Make sure you view the property or do a virtual tour, or ask a friend or ask someone who may have lived there, or read some of the comments that are on their website to make sure it's a place you want to stay. Make sure you do some comparison shopping. Compare property A to property B. Look at the amenities, look at the price, look at what's in it for you and what dollar value you get out of being at that property. So do your research and your comparison shopping. Make informed decisions. And I say, when I say informed decision, make sure these decisions are made in consultation with your parents. Make sure that you all feel very comfortable about the decision that you're making and that you are not rushing to make these decisions, because they are generally, when you're signing a lease, in most cases, you're signing a lease for what we call calendar year terms, which means for 12 months. So you need to be sure and comfortable that you are, make sure that you're comfortable about moving forward in this relationship that you're about to have with this particular property. The other thing, and one of the reasons I put this slide back in here, as I said earlier, that the lease signing during COVID-19, people need to give a lot of thought and consideration before moving forward to sign. You need to decide whether the university is we're gonna be physically, whether we will be physically back on campus or whether we will continue with distant learning. I know the university has not made the announcement yet, and I know that's forthcoming in some regard. I believe they said by mid-June that hopefully they will let students know. But make sure that that information is a part of your decision-making in terms of whether you sign a lease. Another reminder, I wanted to remind you that the properties that are listed on our website are not owned nor controlled by Howard University. The university assumes no responsibility in your leasing experience. And that's why I'm introducing that statement when I'm talking about lease signing during COVID-19 or any time. We assume no risk in your leasing experience with any apartment or property. Lease signing, again, I keep reiterating this, is a legal binding agreement between the signee and the property manager. I ask, and I repeatedly ask, make sure you do your due diligence when you're making these decisions. I'm probably going to hold off on questions for right now. I'm going to turn it over to V Towers. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Turner.
I need to stop that. Okay. And Ms. Barakal, can you share the, oh, there they are. Okay.
Can everyone see?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So we are V Towers, located at 6515 Bellcrest Road in Hyattsville, Maryland. Okay, so at V Towers, student living is elevated to new heights. Our community provides an unparalleled living experience only 25 minutes from Howard University. Each apartment is equipped with all of the necessary appliances. So let's go ahead and view our amenities. So right now we're gonna start off with the social lounge. The social lounge is a 2-story social lounge, and it's everyone's favorite place at the property. This space is great for individuals who like to get some work done in a more relaxing, laid-back environment. We have couches, bean bags, tables, high stool chairs as well. And this space always have like a great ambiance. There's soft music playing in the background. We also host several different events at this lounge as well. For example, game nights, we do mixers, karaoke night, and also other career building opportunities, such as offering free headshots to our residents for their LinkedIn profile. Another great reason why everyone loves our 2-story social lounge is because we have our very own coffee shop called Kavi, located right inside. And so this is super convenient for those residents who may be in a rush to go off to school, to catch our shuttle bus, as well as if they're off to work, especially if they don't have that time, they can always stop downstairs and grab a beverage. Now our property consists of 2 lobbies simply because we have 2 separate entrances. So there's a North Tower entrance and a South Tower entrance. And in our South Tower lobby, you'll see that that's where we have our mail room, we have our package room, we have an ATM. We also have, that's the way you can also enter into our two-story social lounge. We also have a team called Resident Relation Insiders. And so our Resident Relation Insiders are people who are designated to assist with any concerns any residents may have. So if for some reason there's a resident and there's an issue with a roommate, that is the best team to go and talk to. As well as if they have any questions about any upcoming events, that team is always there for you. Now we have a Vtec co-working and creative lounge. And this is open 24/7 to our residents. It's the perfect place for those who prefer more of a quieter space. It's usually pin drop silent in there. We provide Apple desktops and free printing services. Now, the only thing with our free printing services is that residents must provide their own paper. Now, our Rooftop Lounge is such an amazing space. We execute several different events at this spot, such as game nights, mixers, and brunches. And it's perfect for students to also come up, get some work done when it's warm. We also have a luxurious rooftop pool, and it'll kind of make you think that you're on vacation whenever you take a dip in the pool. And you'll be able to oversee the gorgeous views of DC and Maryland. Now, we have a 24-hour state-of-the-art fitness center. It's perfect for residents who are either early birds or perhaps if they like working out after work or after classes, it's open 24/7. It's also attached to a deluxe yoga studio as well as an outside turf area. We actually partnered with an Equinox trainer who comes to the property to teach fitness classes every 2 to 3 times a week, free of charge for our residents. And so classes are usually held in the studio, but it can also be held outside in our turf area once the weather gets a bit more warmer. Okay, and so we have a second floor that is quite unique than the other floors. It's actually a connecting hallway. As I mentioned before, we have a north tower and a south tower. So that means if you live in the south tower, but you would like to visit our fitness center that's located in the north tower, there's no need to actually walk outside. You can actually go to the second floor and walk across. The second floor also is considered as a one-stop shop for our residents because it's a long hallway that's filled with different vending machines. We not only have drinks and snacks, but we have personal items such as laundry detergent, soaps, chargers, toothbrushes, medicine, headphones, and much more. Okay, and we're located in a great area because there's so many different hotspots nearby. Across the street from our property, there's a Prince George Mall, and there's a Target that's attached to it. There's also a metro station just down the street. I would say it's approximately a 4-minute walk. So going in and out of the city will not be a problem at all. The street that's located behind us is full of several different restaurants and a movie theater, barbershops, as well as a Safeway grocery store. Okay, and what's great is that we offer exclusive shuttle services to and from Howard University. Our shuttles run throughout the academic year, Monday through Friday, starting at 7 a.m. and the last drop-off is at the property at 10 p.m. Now, they can run anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes. So for example, the first shuttle bus starts at 7 a.m. The next one will be 7:15. The next one after that is 7:30. Now, we currently only have our 4x4 floor plan available. Momentarily, my colleague Usha will be giving a tour so that you can have a better idea of the unit. But before we do that, I'm just gonna go over really quickly the logistics of the unit. So as of right now, our 4x4 rate is at $10.09. Now there are rooms A, B, C, and D. Rooms A through C, for each person, the rate is gonna be $10.09. The D room is considered the larger bedroom because it has a full-size bathroom, which you'll see momentarily, and that rate is an extra $50, which makes it $10.59. What's included in our rate is water, cable, and Wi-Fi. However, the only utility that's not included is electricity, and that's billed at the very end of the month and split amongst roommates. Now, there are two ways the student can get approved. If the student is employed and wants to self-qualify, they must show that they make 3 times the monthly rent. So if we're looking at the 4x4, which is $10.09, they must make $3,027, as well as having a credit score that's over 550. But let's say the student is not employed and that they have not yet accumulated credit. The best bet, and this is what we highly recommend, is to add a guarantor. In other words, a cosigner. Now the guarantor must make 3 times the monthly rent. We will then do a credit check as well as a background check. And as you can see on the screen, if it's 650 or more, it's a full pass. But if their credit score is anywhere between the 550 to 649 range, it's still a pass, but there is an approval fee attached to that. Alrighty, and just so that everyone knows, in order to start an application with us, all you have to do is visit our website, vtowers.com. On the right top-hand side, you'll see that it'll say apply. From there, you can start an application. And if you have any other questions or concerns, please feel free to contact us. We'll be open tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. And now momentarily, I will have my co-host, Usha, give a tour.
Thank you, Ms. Estrada. We will now follow Usha up to the floors. Do we have to give her some time to get there?
Just 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay. We will wait to get on the floors, and they're planning to show you some of the amenities in the apartment. But I see Usha, she's there, so I need to shut my video off.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Malia, for that presentation. My name is Usha. I'm one of the managers here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you guys a tour of our 4x4 model. Right now we are in a penthouse model, which are going to be our 15th and 16th floors. So there is a slight premium on those, and we'll kind of walk through the differences as well. So perfect. So right through here, this is our model. This is our living room. So pretty much as soon as you walk in, you have your living room. Comes fully furnished with the sofa set, a coffee table, as well as the entertainment table with a 50-inch TV. And then you also get a dining room table with your 4 chairs. This is a perfect spot to have dinner with your roommates, as well as if you guys are working on group projects, definitely is a place for you guys to go ahead and hang out here. We have also upgraded all of our kitchens with brand new max steel appliances, super easy to take care of. This one, the double door fridge, it's a premium appliance in our penthouse units. And then any of our regular units, they come with a single door freezer as well as a refrigerator. And right through here, as you walk through this hallway, you have your A, B, C, and D rooms. The A through C rooms are going to be about the same sizes. The only thing that differs is going to be the layout of each room. So every person gets their own bathroom, so you never have to worry about fighting over the bathroom with anyone. So you get your own space. And the great thing about our units is that you actually have electronic lock on every single door. So we are gonna go ahead and walk over to the B room just so you guys get a quick look. So like I said, the rooms are about the same size. As the only thing that differs is the layout. You can go ahead and rearrange your bedroom as you wish. And then let's say if you wanted to hang up a cute little canvas or anything like that, you can definitely do so. We just ask you to fill out the holes as when you move out. And then this is the C room. The C room, this is how you will get your apartment upon move-in day. As you can see, this is your empty canvas. You get to add your own style to it, which is super great. And then my favorite part about living off campus is we actually have our own washer and dryer units in every single unit. So this is shared between you and your 3 other roommates. And this is everyone's favorite room, which is our D room. This does have a $50 premium on top of your monthly rent of the $10.09. And the great thing about our units is also you have internet connection in every single room, as well as cable connection. So let's say if you wanted to bring in your own TV for your own room for that private time, you can definitely do so. There is cable connection. And then the favorite part about the D room is going to be the larger bathroom with the bathtub. Perfect. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be looking through the chat box for any other questions or concerns. Thank you, Dr. Turner.
That was great, and thank you for sharing that with the students. Now we will move to Mazza GrandMarc, and we have Miss Tiffany Loazo on. Let me open her mic, and she can get started. Wait. Miss Baracole, you may need to control it from there. Okay, just a second. Hold on, some technical problems. Miss Baracole, can you control it? Yeah, thank you. There you go. Thank you. Okay, Miss Loazo. I don't think her mic is, I see the presentation, but I don't see, we need to mute.
All right, thank you, Dr. Turner.
Oh, there you go. Okay, thank you.
All righty, so welcome to Mazza GrandMarc, which is another student housing property that does house Howard University students. So just starting off, just showing you guys a few of our amenities. Currently, just due to COVID-19, all of our common areas are closed right now, just to make sure that we reduce any, like community spread. So we're gonna go ahead and just show you the amenities through our album, and just kind of let you know exactly what we offer. So upon the entrance of, so we do have a shuttle that stops directly outside of our door. It takes you to the University of Maryland, where many Howard University students actually then transfer to take directly to Howard's campus. So that is one of the free options. However, one of the great things about Mazza is that we do offer free parking. So driving to campus is typically the easiest way to get to Howard University, and it's about a 20-minute drive, just depending on, traffic and when you leave and things like that. But just being able to save money, whether you use the free shuttle or if you decide to park your vehicle here and take advantage of our free parking, those are the 2 modes of transportation that we do have for Howard University students. We also do have a 24-hour internet cafe. So this is where we hold many of our programs. Also, residents just like to come down here just to be able to, relax, mingle, things like that. Again, unfortunately, it is closed right now, but those are some additional photos that we do have. And we also do have vending machines in our building as well for those of you who would like to grab like a quick snack. We also have a 24-hour fitness center right downstairs on the 1st floor of our building. So in case you do want to get a workout in, you're able to do so. Additionally, we do have a modern movie theater. So this is another place where we do have a lot of monthly events, and you're also able to rent them out on a first come, first served basis. So that's another perk that residents do like to have. Inside the fitness center, we also do have a tanning room. And then we also do have our resort style pool. It's open during the summer months, so typically from Memorial Day up until Labor Day is when the state of Maryland allows for pools to be open. And now I'm going to switch over to our leasing session, our sales manager, Shelly Ann, so that she'll be able to give us a tour of the apartment.
Hi. Are we waiting to go to the apartments? Yeah. Okay. Hello, I guess we are waiting to go on one of our virtual tour at one of the apartments at MGM, Mazza GrandMarc. That was great information, and hopefully you all are jotting down which place works best for you, which one you like. But as I said earlier, it's important for you to do some comparison shopping and go on the website, talk to folks who have lived there to determine if one of these properties will be your next home away from the campus. Not sure how much longer they need to get there.
We should be, as long as we share our content, we should be good.
Okay, are you going to show one of the units?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I believe you're the host right now.
Okay, Miss Barricole, can you control that for me?
I currently see them.
You do?
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, perfect. So we can go ahead and start.
Yeah, she says so. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Mazza GrandMarc Apartments. So this is our 4-bedroom unit right here. As you can see, this is our lovely kitchen area. It definitely comes fully furnished. You get all major appliances. Over there, you have your microwave, your oven, stove, the full-size fridge, and on the other side, you have your full-size washer and dryer. If you follow me this way, you will see that we have our living room area. And in our living room area, it comes with the full-size couch and the chairs. You get a coffee table, you get an end table, and you get the TV with the TV stand. And then, yes, it does come mounted up like that. If you follow me this way, we're going to go into one of our bedrooms. This is our 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom. So it comes with a full-size bed and a full-size frame. We also have our mounted-in desk and chair. And we also have on this side, we have our dresser, which is stackable, so you can also put it under your bed if you please. Over here, we have the bathroom inside of the bedroom, and that's in every single bedroom. It has its own bathroom. This is what our standard bathroom looks like. So you get the full-size tub. You get this lovely type of rod that curves. It comes with everything, a full-size mirror in the mirror to check how good you look. Because you know we gotta look good, right? Okay. And then over there, we have our closet, which is also inside of the room. So if you follow me this way, I'm gonna show you where you can control your own heating and air, central air inside of the apartment. And you can do so right here. Now follow me to a different bedroom in our 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom apartment. Keep in mind that we do have the largest bedrooms in College Park. So again, you have the same full-size bed with the full-size frame. You get the built-in desk.
you get the chair, you get the closet, you get the dresser, and of course, your bathroom inside of your room. So this is what the bathroom looks like in this type of 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom model. The reason why I went past the other one is because they are identical on both sides. You get the same full-size bath, beautiful mirror, beautiful toilet. And now you guys will be following me over to our 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom model. To live grand at Mazza GrandMarc. Now, I want to point out one thing because this is very wonderful to have. When you put your key in the door, it automatically unlocks the apartment. And when you leave, the apartment locks on its own. So follow me to our beautiful 2-bedroom. And this is, we have 2 types of 2-bedroom apartments. So this is the larger of the 2-bedroom apartments. Here you have our fridge. You get the dishwasher, you know, dish disposal, trash disposal, microwave and oven, pantry closets, of course, inside of each unit. And the full-size washer and dryer. Keep in mind that we have this wonderful, wonderful island in the middle of the apartment home. Now, if you follow me, we're gonna go into one of the bedrooms to see what we have to offer. This is what the 2-bedroom model looks like. Comes with the full-size bed. Again, you get the dresser. It's stackable, so you can put it under your bed or you can put it inside of your closet. This is the bathroom, way bigger. Inside the bathroom, you get everything as your other model apartment. And then, let me tell you about this closet. We know college students definitely have a lot of clothes and a lot of things. So welcome to our walk-in closet, honey. This is our walk-in closet. Do you see space? Because I see space, okay? Now I'm gonna show you our living area. In the 2-bedroom apartment, we also have the living room as well. Full-size chair, full-size couch, end table, coffee table. Again, you always get that TV, that HD TV with the stand, with the TV stand. And this concludes our tour at Mazza GrandMarc.
Well, thank you, Mazza GrandMarc. That was absolutely great. Ms. Baracall, could you switch it back to me? Thank you. Again, that was absolutely great. For those of you who are on Zoom, I hope that was very helpful. It was very helpful to me. I learned a lot about the properties. I thought I knew a lot about the properties, but I learned even more. So now we have an opportunity to move into the questions. First of all, I think Ms. Baracall, if you could just, if you could read some of the questions and, yeah, if you could read some of the questions and we can get started. And then we will possibly go to some of the questions that are currently in the chat room. Several people submitted questions well in advance, so we're gonna try to group those and give you some answers and responses. I've been responding to some of the people in the chat, so I hope the responses have been helpful. We can get started. Thank you.
Okay, the first question that was previously submitted, should we be signing a lease when it's uncertain if classes will be held online fall 2020? When will it become certain whether we will be on campus this fall?
Earlier during the presentation, I mentioned that we have not gotten a formal announcement from the university. I just always encourage students to do their due diligence in making a decision to move forward. We don't have a date, to my knowledge. I believe that earlier some information had come out that they would give that information by mid-June. And that's the only information that I have available at this time to offer.
Okay, the next question. Can I use my financial aid for off-campus housing?
My response is always this to students. I always tell students to check with the Office of Financial Aid to determine if you can use your aid. I don't like to speak out of term because people have different financial aid packets. Sometimes people have individual loans. Sometimes people have grants. They have Parent Plus loans, and you have to decide, or you have to get the go ahead from the Office of Financial Aid in terms of whether you can use your financial funding to support your off-campus housing rental costs. So I always direct people back to that office. As a matter of fact, I have a frequently asked question sheet and form that basically address that. I always tell people to go back, because just because your friend said that he or she, they were able to use their financial aid, you may not be able to use yours. So always ask that question for your particular packet. Any more?
Yes, the next one is, can the amount of our federal Pell Grant be decreased if we live off campus?
I'm not the one to really answer that. Again, I would defer that to the Office of Financial Aid, and they could better answer that. I don't think so, but I don't know. So again, when I don't know, I refer you to the experts who do know, and I would suggest you pose that question to the Office of Financial Aid. Any more?
Yeah, sorry, I had myself on mute. How can student loans be used to pay for rent?
Again, it depends on the type of loan you have, the type of age you have, and whether you can use those funds off campus. Again, these are questions that were probably better answered in our presentation last week with the Office of Financial Aid. So I, again, defer those questions. In most cases, say if you have a federal loan and you get a refund, you can use those funds for however you choose to use those funds. But say if, say, a private organization like a sorority or fraternity or United Way or an organization like that is supporting you and giving you funding, I'm not sure whether those funds can always be used. And that's why I always defer back to the Office of Financial Aid. But in most cases, if you have a federal loan where you're getting a refund check, you can probably use those funds for off-campus housing. Those folks should have been here last week. And we're hoping, and some students asked me too, whether I would make that video from last week available, and I'm working on trying to post that and making that public so some of those questions can be answered.
Okay, the next question. In order to make rent, would I need a part-time or full-time job?
Well, that depends too on what you're being paid. As both properties have kind of quoted what the cost is for their property, you have to decide based on your funding, whether you would have to work part-time or full-time in order to pay for that accommodation.
Okay. Are most apartments fully furnished?
As most of, not most apartment, it depends. Again, there are all kinds of apartment choices out there, whether you're renting a bedroom in someone's home, whether you're renting, like I said, basement apartment in someone's home, whether you're actually renting, say, student housing, like the two properties that were shared with us. In most cases, all properties come with the bed and furniture in the room, and you would have to get your own comforter and pictures and things like that. If you're living out, say, in a real apartment world, in most cases, you would probably have to rent furniture or bring your own furniture from home, like bed, dressers, and things of that nature. If you were living somewhere other than, say, where there is student housing. These student housing properties that were shown today, they do come with the bed and the dresser. And so they have the basic furniture. If you want to add bean bags and things of that nature, you're free to do that.
Okay, the next one. When will the academic year for fall 2020 begin? My biggest fear is to get a 6 to 12 month lease only to find out in July that we won't have on-campus classes or it's a shorter semester than usual.
I, again, cannot really answer that at this time. The only thing I can say about that, the university has made a commitment to provide that information to the student community by mid-June.
Okay.
Any questions about the properties in particular, because they're still here they're still online and they can answer some of those questions. One question I did see about, someone asked about whether there was a shuttle bus at Mazza GrandMarc. Ms. Loazo, could you speak to that? Can you unmute her?
Yes, can you repeat the question, Dr. Turner?
Yes, I said I did see one question in the chat room. It was about whether there was a shuttle bus at Mazza GrandMarc. And I think what students are trying to ask, is there a shuttle bus like V Towers? I heard you mention earlier that there was a shuttle bus that goes from Mazza to University of Maryland, but I need some clarity on that because I thought that bus was for the University of Maryland students.
No, so the shuttle with the University of Maryland, anyone can ride that bus. And so that can be taken to the College Park Metro, which is on the Green Line, which goes directly to, the Shaw Howard Metro station. So that's one option as far as mode of transportation. Some prefer just, driving because, again, it is a little bit easier for those who do have a vehicle. But there are like public transportation options that do include the UMD shuttle that they can take, from our door to campus.
Okay. Any other questions, Ms. Baracall? We are a little about 6 minutes over, so I didn't want to take advantage of folks' time. I respect your time. Wanted you to know, are there any other questions that you think I need to answer that were pressing questions, Ms. Baracall?
I'm looking through the questions now and I'm trying to make sure it's not something that hasn't already been said. As far as the move-in, as far as off campus, I know people are concerned with that. It is still, I know people are waiting to find out if we're going to have online classes. Right now, we still don't know that answer. And I've seen that a few good times. One question I do see, when do I know I'm signing a good lease?
Basically, my response would be after you've read it thoroughly, after you have looked at all the do's and don'ts, after you have looked at and had someone to look at the legal language of the lease, and when you feel that you are comfortable with putting your name on the dotted line, that's when you know you have a good lease for yourself. I always tell people you can always say to people, you don't always have to sign a lease immediately when you receive it. They generally will give you 24 to 48 hours to sign off on it. I would suggest that you ask for that time to read over what it is that you're committing yourself to and what you're agreeing to. Please do not just sign your name on the dotted line like you do with Res Life contracts and things of that nature, because a lease is a legal binding document that basically said you agree to whatever it is in that lease. If you don't know what's in it and later it comes up and it has to be addressed, you're still going to be held responsible for what's in there. You can't say, oh, I didn't know. Well, in the real world, people will show it to you and say, hey, but you signed it. So you should have known the information in some way. So yeah, that's when a lease sort of good, when you feel comfortable that what I just when I just put my signature on there, I don't feel I was taken advantage of. I don't feel like I wasn't informed. That's when you're signing a good lease.
Another question I see, which properties within walking distance to campus do you have a working relationship with?
I always tell people to go on our website and look for the properties that are near the campus. In most cases, and one of the reasons, in most cases, many of the properties that are within walking distance of Howard University are not in the price range in which students are able to afford. On average, our students like to find properties that are in the range of, say, from $900 to about $1,500. Most properties that are near the campus, their price range runs from about $1,500 to about $2,400. So in terms of proximity to campus, that's always a challenge, but those properties are on our website. So if you are interested in living close to campus, you can just visit the website at howard.offcampuspartners, and you can navigate the website, and it can show you, like I say, what's close and what's not close. Because again, that's a feature on that website that shows you the proximity in terms of distance from campus to the property on that website. Okay, is that it? Well, I want to wrap up. And if you do have questions, always feel that you can reach out to me. Our website is, well, the office email is the office off-campus housing at howard.edu. But to get probably a quicker response, you can just send the email to me, vturner@howard.edu, and I'll try to respond within, let's say, 24 to 48 hours to your particular question. Before I wrap up, I would like to thank our guests for being with us today, Mazza, GrandMarc, and Vtec. And I'm glad that they had an opportunity to kind of share their property with you. Like I said, this is a series of educational Zoom presentations that my office, that we have been doing, to try to better inform you about selecting and choosing off-campus housing. We've done 2 previous ones, and the first one was the Bison Renters 101, then we did Bison Renters 101 with financial aid. And today we can check off navigating the Office of Off-Campus Housing website with our 2 properties. Next week, it will be an interesting time for both student and parent. We're gonna have a mother and a son to kind of give us some of the do's and don'ts about living off campus, what their experience has been like. They kind of talk a little bit about the pitfalls and things to avoid in moving forward to make this decision to live off campus. So that'll be next week at 4 p.m. And then mark it on your calendar, because this is going to be a big one for you. I generally do a housing fair on campus, but because of COVID-19, we were unable to do it. So I'm going to do a virtual housing fair. Tell you more about how that's really going to work. But that will be on Friday, June the 5th. And basically, from the comfort of your home, you can go and visit these various properties that may interest you. And the great thing about it, you will have an opportunity to enter a raffle where you could possibly win a $100 gift card if you're selected by that property to win that card. And the great thing about it, you can win from multiple properties. So the more properties you visit, the more opportunity you have to put your name in the raffle, and the more opportunities you have to look at that property as a possible option for you that would fit your needs. Again, I thank you. I hope this has been helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach back out to me. I'm Dr. Valerie Turner, vturner@howard.edu. And have a great evening and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can end it.
You have to end it.
Oh, okay.